So, welcome everyone to the Mighty Nerd Podcast,
Penis.
where we make constant attempts not to recycle. Because why? I don't know why. I don't like to recycle, but I make constant attempts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I throw out 2 cans of soda just the other day, just because I didn't want to walk to the recycling bin.
You're a piece of shit.
All right, what's on the topic today, boy?
I think. All right, so we got Sony layoffs.
Right.
They laid them off from life, and they've killed their employees. Essentially, 900 of them.
Yeah.
And also, PlayStation has a brand new way to log into their
Revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation last week over.
Yeah, that's the key topic of today's
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
We'll save that
because
one for last.
somebody said something last week that it just.
It triggered.
I forgot
people,
what it was,
apparently.
but I remembered it being triggering.
Yeah, triggered the guy who couldn't walk a couple extra feet to fucking recycled soda cans. Just saying.
Look. Whatever. All right, fine.
But yeah,
I played.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yep,
Final
came out.
Fantasy
He's the only
VII
one
Rebirth.
who's played it.
Yep. And
Yeah, I'm
there will be
interested
no
to hear how
spoilers.
you
I'm
feel
just going
about
to give a quick overview.
Yeah,
Okay.
And that's what we got
that's
today.
pretty much everything in note.
And PlayStation updates the PS3.
We can wrap that one up real quick right now. Sony updated the PS3 and updated. There's some security. It's a regular ass fucking update. That's the end of that story. Okay.
God damn.
All right, so I know this may not matter to you.
I think I'm the only one here who still actually plays his PS3, so to be fair.
I got the PS3.
But I still play mine.
Right, but so, I've been on a modding kick to get my old consoles up and ready, to put them on HD and all that. And the thing that I was looking into was PlayStation 3 modding, so I can load up all the games, have it run faster off of a faster SSD and all that. The only reason the PlayStation updated is to prevent that, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're absolute dicks. Like, the PS3 is the only console that has HDCP on at all times.
Yeah, it upsets me because there's so few people actually modding the PS3. It's like, leave us alone. Like,
they stopped making them since 2016.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
just let us do our thing. It's ours now. It's
yeah,
ours.
it's like owning both Crunchyroll and Funimation and shutting one down and fucking a whole bunch of the people over.
Yeah,
who would do that? Oh wait, also Sony.
Yeah, they have been making a lot of bad choices lately. I don't know what's going on with them.
Listen, that whole thing back in the PS4, when the PS4 generation started, where they did the whole like, this is how you share your games, and it was like the here you go thing. That was like the last time they did something that was cool. Well, and it's like, yeah, but it's still a company at the end, so they're gonna do dickhead shit.
It's not even that they did anything. It's just that's what
they didn't do. What Xbox did.
They didn't do what Xbox did. That's like, what it was, and they're making fun of that.
Essentially, Xbox took the fall before anyone else did.
Yeah, and then like what? Not even like halfway into the Xbox One cycle, we're like, yeah, we don't. Yeah, like we buy everything digitally anyway. They were just ahead of the curve to catch heat first.
Yeah, like let's never forget that the PlayStation Store is the only shop where you can like box yourself in on where you could buy your games from. It's the only one, as far as I know. Like I don't even think the eShop's that fucked up.
Can you elaborate? 'Cause, like, I'm not sure.
You can only buy digital PlayStation games through the PlayStation Store. You could buy digital Xbox games through Amazon, Best Buy, Green Man Gaming, whatever fucking other websites, that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
so that's
not
why.
wrong. Now that I think about it, because Amazon allows you to do the same.
That's why I get on the soapbox about the digital PS5 and how much of a scam it is. Because when you buy the digital only PS5, the one without the disc, you can only buy the games from the PlayStation Store. The only shit, the PlayStation stuff you can buy outside of it is money. Like PlayStation gift cards, that's it.
That seems like an antitrust suit waiting to
That's
happen.
exactly why they got sued in like the fucking EU for it, or they're getting sued for it in the EU or something like that.
Okay.
Because like you're boxed into that ecosystem that, quite frankly, is total dog shit. What they will do, this totally adds in this. Wow, it's fucking! I tried skipping over the story. Now look at this. So there's the example I like to use is whenever they put things go on sale. You know how every game now is like, there's a standard edition, the digital deluxe, the gold, the ultimate, for, talking Ubisoft, which I'm going to use Ubisoft as an example right now.
Right.
Okay, Tony, in this case, everyone does it. It's the PlayStation Store, not the company. I'm 99% certain about that.
Fair
so
enough.
I was looking at the Crew Motorfest, which if I'm going to buy it, it's got to be $20 or less now that I know it's going to be dead in 10 years. But like, the games went on sale. The digital deluxe edition was on sale for 50% off. I think it was originally like $80. It's on sale for $40. Then the ultimate edition, or the gold, or whatever I think the gold one's like $100. It's on sale for $50, 50% off. The standard version, which is $70, was not on sale. Do you see what I mean? Where like the cheapest version, technically that one should have been the cheapest one on sale. But no, that's what they do on these digital storefronts. It's really fucking scummy. Not to mention there was this game that I fucking love, Stranger in Paradise. That game, the I'm here to kill chaos and fucking
Right.
that game. There's that game, I bought it holiday 2022. You could get it on sale on the PlayStation Store for $40. It came out like I think March the same year, so it's like 7 to 9 months later, you get it on sale for $40. It originally sells for $60. Or I bought it from Best Buy, the disc version, for $20.
Right.
The sales suck, and then they like to be fucking sneaky with what actually goes on sale. It's really, really scummy. That shit still happens on Xbox, I will say. Like, the whole, like, the expensive versions go on sale, but the cheaper ones don't. That shit happens on Xbox. But on Xbox, you have choices.
Right.
Just saying. And I guess in the case of the Switch, the only one that might... No, not even.
Switch.
There's no version of the Switch that is digital only. The Switch Lite still puts games in it.
Yeah.
It's just that you can't take the Joy-Cons off, which is a whole other kind of boning. But still, no other console does that. It's just that one. It's just if you buy the disc, the digital-only version of the PS5, you are getting screwed. You save $100 just to get fucked in the long run. It's not worth it. Totally not worth it.
Damn. I didn't
That
know
makes sense. The only reason I even say that, and I didn't know about that either, but what I do know is when I was trying to gift games away for Sony PS5, I'm just like, okay, it's easy on Steam, Xbox, you just, you can gift a game to someone.
Can't do it on
Here?
PlayStation. Nope.
Bro.
On PlayStation,
You got to give them the currency.
Yeah,
And
you
the
have to
currency is
actually.
upcharged. It's not like,
Yes.
because I was looking into this recently because I wanted to gift the game to somebody, and I was looking at the cards. Like a $60 card is $70.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's fucking robbery. They're total scumbags. Like I understand wanting to go digital, but like also the thing when you just rob yourself of choice, like of there's no competition, so they could just fucking stick it in you can't do anything about it. Like
Basically.
it's yeah. So yeah, that's the PS3 receiving updates.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you want speaking of HECP, you want to take a moment real quick to tell the story of you?
Oh,
So just to be clear,
numbness.
what HECP is, it's like high definition copyright protection or some shit like that. I forget what exactly.
over HDMI. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's essentially like prevents you from, like being able to share or copy that kind of stuff. This content specifically through HDMI. So,
Right.
for example, on PlayStation, the PS5, there's in the settings menu, there's a thing that says enable HDCP. You turn that off if you want to record it through like an external capture card, like an Elgato or whatever. You got to turn that off, and then you can plug it in, and you'll actually be able to see. If that shit is on, it's going to be a black screen. However, if you try watching YouTube or any sort of content thing, YouTube, Netflix, all that kind of stuff, if you cannot watch that stuff without the HDCP being turned on.
Yeah.
Because, that's through there, you get other people's content or movies and all that kind of stuff, and they're not going to let you try and record that or something. All right, now that's just context for this scenario.
So what happened was, I have my PlayStation set up through a HDMI switch that, my Nintendo Switch is hooked up to. I have a Super Nintendo that's hooked up to it, and a Game Boy that's hooked up to it. So I can, and then I have all that routed to a capture card in my PC, and I play all my games through OBS. Okay? So I need to have HCTP off. What is it?
HDCP.
HDCP. In the PlayStation, they have this thing that they advertise on the screen, unlike what's new. That they were doing a Sony Direct thing. Like a Sony Direct thing where they have all the Sony movies in one place. It's like Paramount Plus, but for Sony. So I was like, oh, let's see what's on that. I have it anyway. And as I'm clicking the button, just saying, oh, download this, accept this. It says enable HDCP, and I click the button by accident and turn on, and then my screen goes black. I'm like,
shit.
Shit. I think I was on Discord. Was I on Discord at the time? No. Okay. I audibly, I said, shit. Because my PlayStation, it's all the way up there. You can't see it. It's top shelf, and I have the HDMI routed over here. So my TV is here, my PlayStation's over there, my computer's over there. I have to take it off the shelf, plug it directly into my TV, so I can enable HDCP. Not through the capture card. My screen just went black. So I just ended up not playing PlayStation for 2 days. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah. What happened on Discord was that you said what happened, and I was like, I imagine that situation played out like, ooh, piece of candy, and then you just hit enable. You're like, yeah, sure. And it's like, oh fuck. Oh, God, that's it.
Exactly what immediate. He said. Exactly what he said is exactly what happened.
Oh God.
Yeah. But just one of the many options that Sony has for the consumer to stay on the up and up. Another one that they just released. They had a whole nice 3D video come out for it.
Oh yeah, they had a fucking an iPhone reveal.
Yeah, they had an iPhone.
It was it was so stupid. It was just like a trailer done in the style of either a really corny Kickstarter commercial or Kickstarter promo video or iPhone reveal trailer, just to say you can log in with your phone on the PlayStation. And he shared the video, and it's it's showing all this shit in the trailer. Oh, now you could do this. It's this. I could sign in with my phone. Has literally nothing to do with how I play my games now. When I turn on my console,
they want to get your fingerprints, man.
Yeah. Who knows? That was. Yeah, he shared the video, and I was just like, "Is that it?" And then we were talking, I was like, "Yeah, why is this why is this literally could have just been because what's a
I had to watch it a couple of times because my initial thought was there are these USB keys that you plug into your
I thought that
computer
too.
To act
that
like a physical device license. And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. Yeah. Not the case. It's just you can log in through your phone now, and it's just this. They had this big to do. I was like,
that was all
right. This could have been an email.
It could have just been an update, patch notes. That's it.
Yeah. But I assume they went all out, and because they had a bunch of money left over from them murdering all their employees. Approximately 900 of them in the grave currently. RIP. Yeah, so Sony Sony let go of 900 employees across like multiple of their subsidiary companies. And they're weird choices. They're weird choices because most of the companies affected were like companies that gave a lot of money, that made a lot of money. So you had like Insomniac that made Spider-Man 2, that, you know, was the quickest selling game to meet margins or like outsell their predicted performance in like ever. They had to fire people.
Had to.
Oh, yeah, well, they did. Naughty Dog fire the people. You know, they had Last of Us Part 2 come out last year. Remastered.
So,
you know.
so my question to this is: are they replacing their employees later, or is this just like a?
Man, it's probably just kind of some shit off the top to make their numbers look better. That's
what I'm thinking.
So it's like, you know, companies do this from time to time when they have to meet a quota. So it's like they have investors saying they're going to make this amount, and then they don't reach it. And then they're able to put off the employee losses as income.
Yeah, like you're cutting costs and stuff, essentially.
So, I mean, that's a theory. I don't know specifically, but that's usually the reason for mass layoffs.
Scum?
Yeah,
more
of course.
Scum. More scum. Yeah.
But also, like, what I've been seeing online is people are saying that, you know, pre-COVID gaming they were making this much. When COVID hit and everybody was home buying games, they were making a shit ton of money.
And then proceeded to adjust all their projections for a fucking anomaly.
Yeah, and now they need to scale back everything now that everything's going back to normal. Because, like, you know, even Rockstar is like, hey, y'all gotta come home now. You gotta come to the office for reasons. So
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, let's hope.
That's what.
I mean, you know, the other conspiracy theory online is that, oh well, now that AI is out, you know, we can cut a bunch of non-essential, you know, skilled workers now.
I will not speak either way on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that one alone.
I will comfortably say, I don't know, and I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So there's
but
that.
You know, just the options there, because you know there's no legislation currently about AI or anything, but you know it's coming up in the future. Yeah,
it's like vaping, man.
Oh yeah. Give me 1 second.
All right, so last week we were talking about companies that we have faith in very briefly before we did the mature, you know, kid-tested, mother-approved decision of holding it, pushing it to next week because last week's podcast would have went on for far longer than it has any right to if we did that. So, Tony... Hey, you better clear your throat up because this one's coming at you right now. has some interesting choices. We'll get the non-controversial one out the way first. He said Larian Studios. I think that's a universal W. No one should have a problem with that. They've never done wrong ever. I think
gaming companies
know.
You can trust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We have to give context on why we're doing this. So even if you changed your answer, you got to take your L right now.
I'm not changing my answer. Hold on, I'm not changing my answer. But
wait, you're changing your answer?
Gaming company? No. Okay. Gaming companies fuck up, but do they do it often? We know companies that often fuck up constantly. Constant.
Right. So which one do you trust?
I trust Larian.
I
trust
that's fine. And
I trust CD Red.
Yeah, let's start with that one. Let's start with that one right now.
Yeah.
Why? And keep in mind, I've been on their bandwagon since The Witcher 2. The Witcher 2.
Right. The Witcher 2. Right. So for me, it's just a thing of, okay, you push out a game. Granted, they have fucked up with The Witcher. They have fucked up with
when they first come
Cyberpunk. when they first come out, right?
But the Witcher was buggy within like it wasn't even Skyrim bad. Let's be fair.
No,
like,
but these games are still good. When I say they're good, even after the updates, it's not like excuse me, I push out a game like fucking Starfield and then update it and it's still fucking boring or trash. Like I'm not trying to listen. If you like Starfield, that's you. But I'm just saying the game was boring. But even after the updates, the game Cyberpunk, The Witcher, these games are phenomenal games. Like, granted, I give the company credit. When they fuck up, they try to fix. They try their best to fix the problem, right? But the big elephant in the room being BioWare.
Hold on. I want to stay on CD Projekt Red.
Okay.
Because that's how I feel. Like Cyberpunk, I haven't played it for more than like 2 hours. That's a me thing. I want to play more. I just haven't. That's all. So I'm not denying that it's good, and then I only hear good things about the DLC that came out, and I love The Witcher 3, and I played The Witcher 3 the day it came out. I remember the water turned black anytime I got near it. So like it was buggy, but like the game itself, they released it and it was still like good. Witcher 2, I loved it. Can't say much there. I didn't get it when it came out, so I can't speak to that. But you got to remember what they did with Cyberpunk. It wasn't enough that it's not enough that they fucked up. They acted maliciously. When they released it, they specifically did not release the previous generation consoles code for review. And then when they put out the review code, they were saying, "Oh, you can't talk about this, and that." They were clearly trying to guide the review process in a way that was as favorable to them as possible. They chose to release the game in a state that clearly was unfucking playable. Or not unplayable, but just like you cannot like you just can't fucking do it. That's actual beta.
To that point.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked all this shit about PlayStation. I can only think of like 3 games that PlayStation ever gave refundable copies to, and Cyberpunk was one of them.
And that's one of them.
Ever.
And again, this is Sony though.
You can't even refund pre-orders.
They have the worst refund policy amongst all. I don't even think Nintendo's is that fucked up.
Huh? The thing is, you can get your money back on some. What isn't it? The refund policy, like you get one once a year or some shit like that.
I don't know.
It was under my impression that you get like one once a year, and then after that, every other one is like
you can't have like downloaded the game, I think, or some shit. Yeah. You can't refund a pre-order, I think, either.
Yeah,
I think like even when it comes to pre-orders, you can't cancel a pre-order.
Yeah,
I do remember that whole debacle regarding Cyberpunk, but you also have to realize what they were going through. Now, I wouldn't say on Twitter, but people were bashing the fuck out of them. Like they were.
But why?
And this is before. But I get it. The game was for certain people, especially people who purchased it on, I believe, a console. It was kind of unplayable.
PS4, Xbox.
It was kind of
unplayable. Yeah,
it was unplayable for certain people, and if your specs for your PC wasn't up to, a lot of people, your specs for your PC wasn't up to date. It was unplayable for you too. It was fucking chugging like a dick in the ass. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, well, I shouldn't use the sentence I feel. What I'm gonna say is, at the end of the day, when people bash a company, right, like a mass bash, were they wrong for putting out a game that wasn't finished? 100%. I won't try to sugarcoat that, because most companies, all companies, put out a game before it's fucking finished.
Also,
let's be honest.
The whole marketing for the game was like it'll release when it's finished. It'll come out when it come out, right?
So can we blame the company, the developers, or the publishers?
They are the publisher.
They are one and the same.
They are their own publisher. Yeah.
They're their own publisher? Oh.
They are their own publisher. Don't forget,
excuse me for not researching that.
Take a swig. Also, don't forget, years before the game came out, leading up to Cyberpunk's launch, there were constant reports of CD Projekt Red employees talking about being fucking like shit on, disrespected, fucking work to the bone, all sorts of fucked up shit in there, that they would do stuff, and then like the person in charge would be like, no, I think I wanted another way. And so like they would just it was like a chaotic development cycle. And the thing is that like it's a good game. I'm not taking that away. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think for them to properly regain my like faith or trust, whatever next game they come out with has to be no bullshit.
Right. Like
that's how I put it.
Like,
even if they came out with the DLC, they spent how many years fucking making sure that game worked in the first place? It took like another 2 years after the game came out for it to work properly. So like, that's.
I don't pre-order things like on principle, right? Even if I really like the game, even if I know I'm gonna get the game, like Destiny, I haven't pre-ordered the next one. But I'll get it definitely 100%.
Yeah.
But like, as far as a company goes, like, can I look at a company and said, is that pre-orderable? Am I safe with them? And it's like CDProjekt Red is just not really. You know what I'm saying?
like they gotta make the next one's gotta be good.
So my question is, you say not really. Who would you pre-order a game with over them? And I'm talking AAA studio. I'm not talking about
AAA studio, none. Can't think of one.
Nobody. You can't think of one.
Is Devolver Digital AAA?
FromSoft. They have not missed in like fucking 14 years.
Did FromSoft get purchased by Tencent?
They've been under Namco forever. I don't know.
And then they're out of Namco now, and now they're owned by
we can look that up.
One of those conglomerates. Yeah, Google that.
FromSoft.
New publishers. Because I know they're no longer under Namco.
It's weird. They're under. Let's see. It says owners Kadokawa.
What's that?
I don't know. We're kind of going down the rabbit hole.
So we're going down the rabbit hole, but I'm gonna make this clear as far as this. Today it's been announced that Sony will own 14% of FromSoft and Tencent will own 16.3% and become the second largest shareholder. The majority is still owned by Japan's Kadokawa, and the Elden Ring IP is still owned by Bandai Namco and FromSoft.
Yeah, but the thing is that like their games
up until now, they've been solid.
Yeah, so I have no reason to not trust. I still don't pre-order shit. I just don't pre-order anything,
right?
Even FromSoft. But just when it comes to like, oh, it'll come out and I'm sure it'll be good and there won't be like any fucking major problems. FromSoft, and granted, their PC ports are usually not great. So I'm not even saying that is perfect, but in terms of the game just coming out, no bullshit, just like it comes out, the game's complete. You don't have to wait fucking 1 year to play it properly or anything like that. FromSoft has done it since.
He's not wrong. I haven't had an issue with a FromSoft game to where it was unplayable.
Did you hear about the Elden Ring gacha game that Tencent was trying to make?
Trying?
They completely abandoned it because they would have to change the game completely. But they're trying to like sell in-game items for a single-player game.
So I am one of those people that buy first-day games. I am one of those people because I stream them. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, I get where you guys are coming from. Yeah.
But I'll buy it day one. But it's just like
I never really had issues. And I can't really say because The Witcher never really gave me problems because I bought it later. Granted, I bought it later.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, I
flew into the air.
See, I didn't have those issues.
The water went from water to squid ink. And like
never had those issues. Cyberpunk, I bought day one, and I didn't have a game breaking issue. So this is coming from someone who didn't have those problems. You understand? So for me, I was separating the company from what they were doing because I didn't have those issues. So I didn't get the gripe of all of those problems.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, I played day 1, 2, and I got it for PC, and it was great. I had a great time.
I had a great time playing it. I didn't have any issues. But let's get to the elephant in the room like we was discussing.
CDProjekt Red is a small fry compared to this next one. Yeah.
Okay, so BioWare. The reason
I forgot you said that.
I did say that. Okay. I did. The reasoning behind BioWare for me, right? It could be from a nostalgia standpoint, but I'm talking I'm talking Dragon Age. I'm talking Knights of the Old Republic. I'm talking Mass Effect. I'm
Andromeda.
No, not Andromeda. We don't speak.
Talking about Anthem.
Okay, so every game company, every one of them, there's not one that hasn't put out a game that you probably not gonna like, or for that matter, just fucked up at least once.
Or put 2 in a row. You know, yeah.
BioWare is no longer BioWare.
BioWare is not what they used to be. I agree.
So like, why would you trust them?
Actually,
but I said they were a good company.
Yeah.
They were.
Actually, not like who's left from there, right? From the original BioWare, it's nobody left. So it's really just in name.
I think they might have gone, or did the guy leave after Anthem came out, or did he leave and come back? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
Casey Hudson, I think his name is.
I'm not sure. But you know, these companies go over like changes over years. They lose talent, and then they get bloated with what do you call them? Not non-working workers. The publicity department, HR departments.
Okay.
All those,
okay,
and it's like it becomes a center of like, hey, I want you to work like this, but they're not working on anything. It's just a bunch of I'll hand this off to you, I'll hand this off to you. And the bigger the teams get, you know, the less focused the game is, and you know, too many cooks at the end of the day. And that's what BioWare came to be, I think.
Don't forget the stories of both Mass Effect, Andromeda, and Anthem. Because, you know, shout out to, I forget, Jason Schreier, who did the reporting on both of those. That both of those games, so I think Mass Effect Andromeda got boned by EA to an extent, because EA's like, hey, all of our games have to use the Frostbite engine, the fucking Battlefield engine made for first-person shooters.
Not even just the engine, but they also it was created by another studio that didn't create the trilogy. Am I right or am I wrong? They didn't even create that trilogy.
You're right.
Well, it was a
different. Yeah,
because the other one was making Anthem, so it's not like any of them were up to good work anyways.
It's true, but if you're gonna continue to do a series, like that's like me and you creating 2 games. You created a trilogy of a game, and then I'm creating a new IP, and you give why would you give your trilogy to me to create? It's your vision. These are the people that worked on it. Yeah. Why swap? It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah. And it's because I want to work on something else that's not that original trilogy, but then also turns out what I'm making is also garbage. So there's that. Because and I played Anthem like when it came out. For some odd reason, out of all of these fucking games, that was like one of the only live service games I played at launch and like played to completion, like end game grind, all that shit. And the grind was trash. I don't know why the fuck I played it, but like, I was having fun. So nonetheless, in those stories, it's, you know, specifically for Andromeda, it was specified, if I'm not mistaken, that EA's mandate for Frostbite on all of their games had a role to play in Andromeda's, you know, getting screwed. But even then, the funny thing is that, like, amongst the Andromeda and Anthem, I mean, maybe hot take, I don't think so, Andromeda is the better game amongst the two.
I haven't played them,
listen, so I played both of them. I played both of them.
I played both of them. Andromeda was... I finished Anthem. I never finished Andromeda. But Andromeda
was a complete game, sort of.
I finished Anthem. I didn't finish Andromeda. It seemed like when I played it, it didn't give me the same feel as the trilogy of Mass Effect. I wasn't expecting the exact same feel, but I was expecting at least to...
No, it was not.
Like
I get you.
Yeah, like the characters or be more like, so when we played Mass Effect, because everyone here has played Mass Effect, correct? Mm-hmm. Everybody here has gotten entwined with the story, the characters, even read a little bit into the codex, because you're just like, oh shit, I didn't know what the Asari do, what the Krogan do, the Turians. You want to learn about the races. I was not interested at all when playing Andromeda. They showed new stuff, new characters, and I was just like, I feel no attachment to these characters. I ran around the planet, didn't really give a fuck if they died while I was running around. Like, they would get down, I'd be like, all right, fuck them, just move on. So, you know,
all right,
I just did not care enough. But Anthem, there was no characters, but you felt powerful rolling around in those mechs. The mechs were dope, like the flight system, everything. It was fire. So, it's just one of those things that I enjoyed, but the end game grind was fucking trash. It was horrible.
I think the time I clocked out, like the moment I clocked out of Anthem was like there's this glitch for like resources. And there was a bunch of other glitches in the game, and this one was like beneficial to the whole player base and kind of broke the economy a little bit.
Oh, and then they was like, no, you can't have that.
Yeah, it was the first thing they fixed and nothing else.
Yeah, they upped the drop rates on good guns. Essentially, that was it.
And I was like,
yeah.
And the drop rate
I've been
was still
duped.
ass.
I'm the fool. I've been fooled.
Yeah.
I've been fooled. I was looking forward to it, and I shouldn't have. It's my fault.
So I pulled up, so just like at least the metrics I could point to on OpenCritic and Metacritic for both Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. Just so like the general consensus here. Anthem on Metacritic is sitting at a 59 and Andromeda is sitting at a 71. And then that's on Metacritic. On OpenCritic, 13% of critics recommended Anthem and 40% recommended Andromeda. Those are both dog shit. I'm just going to clarify. Those are not great numbers. But in general, Andromeda was received better than Anthem.
Didn't they fix things in Andromeda, though? Like, over time? I'm talking, like, character models.
Yeah, they made it better, but those reviews did come out when it launched, right?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So keep in mind, like, all these reviews come out when the game comes out. So, but nonetheless, it's still, regardless of the fact, it's like comparing poop to shit. They're still both stinkers regardless. And
I think one's more nefarious than the other, definitely.
Yeah.
Have they recovered? Have BioWare recovered from anything like that? The only thing that they got going for them right now is Star Wars: The Old Republic.
But they're not even making that.
Yeah.
They're not making it. I'm talking about
studio. Oh.
So my thing is like
the Old Republic.
The MMO.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the Old Republic. I'm talking about the MMO. They haven't made anything since then. Not since then. The Legendary Edition of Mass Effect.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That's the last thing that they did.
That's the last thing that they've done.
I think that might have been handled by just like a EA in-house studio or just like a.
It's on the BioWare website.
It's on the BioWare website as their game, and EA was the publisher. Yeah. So I get it. They haven't made anything, but again, let's not forget the games that we actually really enjoyed. If they can come back to what they were, then
yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely for nostalgia's sake, I'm looking forward to like what they put out. Like I'm hoping and praying that they can capture the same experience I got for playing Mass Effect for the first time, for playing KOTOR for the first time. I'm hopeful, but hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah,
keep my expectations low.
Yeah, and the point I was trying to make, with those articles, is that in both the Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda stories, at the end of the day, it was kind of just BioWare's fault. Like in both of those situations, it was BioWare's fault why the games turned out to be not good, because usually it was pointed to like bad management, poor leadership that would always change their mind on things like I think in both of those games cases, they're like, oh yeah, we had an idea what we were going to do about 9 months before the game came out when they were in development for years and years and years. And I remember specifically with Anthem that the craziest part of the story was that what's his face? Was it the CEO of EA came in? It was Andrew something. I forget his fucking name. But he came in and the game was all sorts of fucked up. He played it, it was just like let's see how it's going. He played it and said, this sucks. This game is shit. But the flying suits are cool. Make a game about that. The fucking EA CEO contributed to the creation of the only good thing in Anthem. Otherwise, they got rid of the flying multiple times during the development process because they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. It was so for me, BioWare is like I mean, obviously, I hope it's good. Like, I never, for the most part, hope that a studio makes a shitty game. But just like in terms of earning my trust that it's gonna come out, I think that's gone. I'll still play it. I'll still play it.
My recollection of Anthem is a bit different from that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like
pull it up.
they were given they did the E3 thing, right? Where they made the presentation.
Yeah, it was full of shit, yeah.
And then they started development on it.
Yeah, so, or like that version that was they started development before that, but whatever was in that trailer, by the time I think that preview even showed, they were already doing something different. I think that's how that worked
right.
out.
So, again, is that BioWare's fault that their publisher made them put out a game in a year? Or didn't give them enough time?
Well, the game was in development for like 5-6 years. 5 or 7 years.
5-6 years. And so, and then what? They just scrapped everything, started new? What's the 1 year development cycle that they had?
Was that they were eventually the game's got to go out, right?
Right.
Like eventually it's got to go out. There's going to come a point where either they're going like, hey, we're not funding this shit anymore, so finish it. It's coming out. Or like realistically, right? Because, that's just how the way the world is going to work. So the 1 year was that they kept changing their mind on what they were working on. And then eventually they got someone in leadership who could actually make up their fucking mind. And that's when the work got started.
Okay.
Yeah. That happened in both Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. It's crazy. I'm trying to find I got the article open right now. I'm trying to find the spot where like the CEO actually managed to fucking.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, 2014. So it was in development for like 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, definitely more than the 1 year that.
Yeah.
I remember when this game was such a fucking talk and everybody was like, yo, this is going to be the Destiny killer. Yeah. I was like, it had the potential. It had. Yeah. It did. It caught a lot of people's attention. And if they could have like executed it properly, we might still be playing it today.
Yeah.
Might.
Yeah. Well, that's not the world we live in.
No, not the maybe in another multiverse.
I wish they kept working on it. Yeah. I wish EA gave them more time, because the thing is that mechanically Anthem was at a good place.
The co-op system where each tank had its own individual job and you give each other buffs and you do different damage types.
Yeah, the synergies.
That was good. That was a good combat rotation.
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, what are we going to have you do? Oh, well, you could go play hot and cold right now, or you could go hold this point or whatever. And then why the fuck do they have a stupid-ass overheat mechanic? Like, oh, yeah, the flying's awesome, so we're going to make sure that you don't fly. Like, that was a different thing. But, in terms of the shit you did in the game was trash. You saw the potential for having cool-ass fights where, oh, yeah, you're flying. Imagine if you fought, some sort of big-ass monster that was, flying around and you had to fly after. That'd be sick as fuck. But instead, no, you're just fighting dudes with guns, like in every other game. BioWare is, for me, is, I don't know.
Do you have another company that you can
trust?
Let's
see, AAA.
I mean, as far as you can trust a company.
As far as I can trust a company,
Yeah. Or developer. We're talking about developers.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
But it's can you talk about developers without talking about the publishers? Because it's pretty much the publishers that fund everything and tell them when they're going to put shit out, even when it's not ready.
So keep in mind, in both instances here, we're talking about CDProjekt Red and maybe not FromSoft, but CDProjekt Red and BioWare. In the BioWare stories, they're published by EA, but specifically the most we can know about the development of those games, of the BioWare games, was through those stories, right? And in both of those stories, it was very clear that the buck stopped with BioWare. And the games came out in the state that they did because, I'm not saying 100%, but specifically with Anthem, the majority of that game's problems were BioWare's fault.
Right. So,
yeah, we can't talk about the developer, I think, because usually
it's because if I love games that Respawn Entertainment puts out, but EA is publishing them.
Yeah, so have they put out a bad game? They have not put out a bad game,
but I don't know if they're going to put out a game that I want. Because Anthem, if Anthem was money, no, not Anthem, Apex Legends, right? If Apex Legends was money, would I have buyer's remorse right now? Yeah.
Yeah. But
You don't
it's
like
'cause-
Apex at all?
I like it.
that has-
I like it. It's all right, but I would have buyer's remorse because it's like.
But that has nothing to do with the quality of the game. You just don't like it.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because
You're
like
right.
I think
Yeah,
in the
'cause
grand
it's-
scheme of battle royales, Apex is pretty fucking good.
You're right.
Apex is pretty good according to BR. It's just one of the top
So,
BRs in the
I
world
guess
right now. to be honest.
Respawn would be one of those companies where it's like I can safely say that I'm okay with what they put out next. You know, it would be pre-orderable.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, didn't whatever I've heard Jedi Survivor come out and it was like pretty busted, or was it fun enough? Like,
What are we talking about?
It
Jedi
was
Survivor.
busted, but I played it, day of, and it was really good.
okay, all right.
Who put out that? Was that Respawn?
That was Respawn.
Oh,
that was Respawn.
Fuck yeah! Oh wow!
Yeah, like look,
Yeah.
Titanfalls, Apex Legends.
I was just thinking of Titanfall and Apex. I didn't realize
no,
that
the
they did.
Jedi games are also them too.
Yeah, and I those games are awesome.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. It's a safe enough bet.
Even though it's published by EA.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying. When it comes to like, insert publisher name here, they're garbage. I'm not disagreeing with that statement, but the thing is that like, sometimes within the company, they have developers within the company that when they put out games, they like don't miss.
Yeah.
And that's Respawn's kind of that, because I guess EA is even in a spot where they're like, if we don't fuck with it, they just like make money. So why, if it ain't broke. And then they put out Apex on a whim, and it turns out to be like, I assume behind the sports games, Apex has to be the thing that makes.
Well, they
the most
were
money for
contracted by EA to do that, right? That's
Yeah.
the EA who said they wanted a battle royale shooter type things. They developed it,
Yeah.
and they didn't like EA didn't expect it to, blow up as big as
Yeah.
it did, and they were going to work on Titanfall 3, but then they redirected their manpower towards that,
Yeah.
which is where they're at now. So
Yeah.
so it's like it doesn't affect the quality of what they're putting out. It just may affect like the kind of
direction.
cool stuff. Yeah, the direction of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Tony, you got more?
More what now?
Do you
You
have
got more?
any? I mean, Devolver Digital is a publisher, but
It doesn't have to be triple. It doesn't have to. I don't think
It doesn't have to be triple.
yeah, I mean, Devolver
It doesn't have
Digital.
to be
I
AAA.
like everything they put out, and even if it's something that it's not for me, it's still quality.
Yeah.
Is it Developer Digital the same people that came up with Wizard with a Gun?
Yeah, well, they're the publishers, so
Yeah.
they like publish a shit ton of indie companies. But like, yeah, they're pretty much funding independent projects that they believe in, right? So they did. They published Enter the Gungeon,
Shadow Warrior.
Shadow Warrior.
Did they do? They
Fall
did
Guys?
Yeah,
Inscription.
I believe so. Yeah, they did Fall Guys.
Cult of the
Fall Guys
Lamb.
is
Yeah,
dope.
I can get down with it. Developer Digital. Their
Devolver.
games are actually pretty.
Yeah.
Devolver.
yeah,
Yeah. No, they've done a bunch of shit. I mean, granted, Fall Guys is now
Devolver
Epic.
Digital, not Developer. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fall Guys is now an Epic game, but they originally published it.
yeah. So yeah, it's like
yeah.
when I think about video games, I'm like, yeah. Those are
Shit,
Those
now
are
that
gonna
I
be
think
good
about
video
it.
games.
Y'all remember that game I was telling you about, Children of the Sun, the sniping game?
It was a Devolver game.
That's
right?
a Devolver game.
And I
you're
really
looking forward to
enjoyed
that
it.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I played Talos Principle 2 as well, Wizard with a Gun. It was like, wow.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give them credit. They're actually
Like
pretty good.
my Steam library is filled with games that I've never played, and I've bought Devolver games just because they're Devolver. Like I've done bad consumer
He said bad.
Practices.
bad consumer practices. But it's just like anytime I see Devolver, I'm like, it's probably a game that
Probably
I'd
good.
like.
It's probably
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I would say
Fair enough.
It's good. I like id.
Id.
Doom.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of.
Well, I'm thinking over the years, so you gotta.
Yeah.
I like Doom 3, and I enjoyed Rage.
Rage,
So-
fucking John Goodman.
Yeah.
Rage. I do remember that game.
I enjoyed Rage.
All
And-
I like.
yeah.
So a lot of people enjoyed Rage. I remember
A lot of people did not.
I got the edition and I was like riding around and it was cool and I was like looking at the skybox and the
Yeah.
skybox was a fucking PNG and And I was like, that really bothers me. For some reason, it really bothered me. The skybox was clearly just a picture put there. And I hated it so much that I just lost interest in the game. It was a 2-disc game, right?
Yeah, on the 360.
Yeah, and then I saw John Goodman. I was like, I like John Goodman. Yeah, cool. And then I just didn't finish it. I probably didn't play enough of it to really get into it, but it's just what is it? Shit, I forgot the name. Oh,
What?
well, it's just it irked me a bit.
Yeah. I personally, for me, I don't think they've. At least like what I can remember, I've liked pretty much everything they put out. Because I mean, obviously this goes back to Doom, but back then I don't even think I was born yet or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm trying to remember when Doom 1 came out. But once I got into Doom and all that kind of stuff, I don't like. Once again, I get that like some people are nuts about Doom 3. I like Doom 3 a lot. I love it. I played it through multiple times. Rage, I played through it like twice. I had fun. I think it's easily the weakest game that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are like fucking, chef's kiss.
Yeah, as far as modern gaming goes, like that,
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good job.
Yeah. What else? I guess it's a Square Enix
Be careful.
I'm talking about developer. I'm talking about developer.
Careful.
Okay. Not Square Enix. Whatever's the one. I think it's called Creative Business Unit 3. It's the one who does Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
And
And
they did 14 and 16, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah,
That's been good.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Team Ninja for me.
Team Ninja's good.
Team Ninja for me has I've loved everything they put out since Neo.
Team Ninja. Hold on now. Hold on.
Ninja Gaiden.
So they lost my goodwill when Ninja Gaiden 3.
Oh yeah.
But then Neo, I love Neo 2, fucking Stranger of Paradise.
Okay. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this list.
Yeah, Wolong.
And yeah, Wulong, and then Rise of the Ronin is coming out this month. So
we'll see what that.
We'll see. Yeah, we will see. But I can't.
Yeah, to that
can't
point, I'm
disagree
looking
with
forward
this
to
list.
Rise of the Ronin. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And like Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2, I mean, they got their corny moments, but they're still a lot of fun. I love playing them.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, what about? Oh wait, do they also do Dead or Alive?
They do.
Used to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait, that might
Dead
be
or Alive 3. Dead or Alive. They didn't do 2.
Well, the newer one. You're going further.
You said the
back.
newer ones?
Yeah,
I don't think they did the.
They did. Oh no, they didn't. Oh, they did Dead or Alive 6. That was the last.
And Team Ninja did Revengeance, right? They got called on.
No, that was Platinum.
Games. Platinum.
Platinum's another one.
Yeah, Platinum. Yeah, I fucks with.
So they're
Platinum.
they're not perfect. I will say they did put out Babylon's Fall. Yeah. But it's like weird. Platinum's in like such a strange spot or it looks like from at least from the outside that when they work with another studio or another like publisher or some shit like that, it's hard to describe. It doesn't always turn out great.
Yeah.
It's weird because they also did like, it was like the Legend of Korra game.
Oh yeah,
and that was garbage.
Yeah,
but they also did the Transformers game, and
which was great.
That was really good.
Yeah,
Transformers game is pretty good.
Yeah.
Which one? Because there's been a couple of Transformers.
Devastation. That's the one I talked about earlier.
Did I play that one? Let me see.
Got a couple. Well, if you're wondering how that looks like, there are a couple videos of it up on FistTruck TV currently, where we never finished a playthrough.
Yeah. I can't think of any others. Here's the thing, right? Solid games. I'm just talking about solid games. Don't interrupt me when I say this, because I got something to follow up with it. All right, Naughty Dog. All right.
No, keep going. I'm interrupting you.
All right. Solid games, but the same fucking formula over and over and over again. It's like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 were the progression of the system, and then you had fucking Last of Us 1 and 2, just story on their own, fantastic, but the gameplay is not revolutionary.
So Ubisoft?
Okay, but that has none. Okay, to be fair here. The Naughty Dog thing, that's like, for example, if you're into that kind of game, then then you would place your trust in them. It's like they wouldn't let you down.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, on the other hand, you could be into that kind of game. They could still put it in your butt.
Yeah.
That is the face you would make when it happens.
It's like every fucking time.
And the fucking...
Also, I don't like Naughty Dog games. So, so you're preaching to the choir, at least over here. There's that.
So the only thing I got for Naughty Dog is those 2 games, solid. The Last of Us. Other than that...
And then they have the audacity to do a remastered version of a game that came out like 2 years prior?
Okay, that's Sony. We know that's Sony.
But you just said... We've been in this fucking conversation saying the publishers don't matter in this context.
But hold on.
We also say that they guide the direction.
Right. And then we also, like, we're coming from a time when it wasn't about the dollars. It was about putting out an actual legit game. We grew up on Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, and these games you can't say were not good. They were good.
There is Naughty Dog, post Uncharted and pre Uncharted, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, then that's fair. If you're going pre-Uncharted, I can say that. Yes.
There's a Naughty Dog post Jak 2, Naughty Dog pre-Jak 2.
He said pre-Jak.
Yo, because like you had Crash Bandicoot, wow, and all that kind of shit where you running around as cartoony platformer, Jak and Daxter, the precursor thing, the first one. It was like a 3D thing that sounded like Banjo-Kazooie collectathon game, and then it got cool.
Yeah.
And then it got serious with Jak 2, which was Grand Theft Auto. And I'm not saying it was bad, but I was just like, oh, okay, well, I didn't see this one coming, but hey, that's fine. And then Jak 3 came out. It wasn't as good as 2. And then Uncharted came out, and every game they played since Uncharted has played like garbage, and I don't like them. So that's
so to be fair, I get it. The very first Jak, we went from
it was a collectathon game. It was a platformer.
So it was Jak was good, and then 2 it just went left, and then they made Jak Combat Racing, and then
fucking Jackass.
Jackass. So there was a lot to unpack there, but to be fair, I actually enjoyed Jak 3. Jak 3 incorporated.
A lot of people did.
Jak 3 wasn't horrible, but my thing is we how can I say this?
Yeah.
We came up when a lot of these game companies did like they cared about their games. Let's just call it what it is. They cared about their games.
Felt like it.
Like for instance, and this is going back, and we're not gonna go deep down this rabbit hole, but I was one of the biggest fucking Ubisoft fans. I was. Let's be honest. Rainbow Six Vegas,
Prince of Persia,
all of the Splinter Cells, Prince of Persia. These are games that we loved, like the Splinter Cell games.
Advanced Warfighter.
Advanced Warfighter. These are games that we love, but the companies just went to shit. Like,
you know what?
Like
did
legit
that, right?
shit.
You know what did that, right?
I'm listening.
Assassin's Creed.
Ugh.
Assassin's Creed was the beginning of the end. Every single fucking
right.
Once that game came out, because shout out to fucking 15-year-old Matt or FistTruck, whatever. Sorry, who fucking went and played Assassin's Creed in 2007 and was just like, this game sucks. You just do the same thing over and over and over and fucking over again with the most shallow combat ever. That's how I felt about the game, and I beat it, and then every game they have come out with since Assassin's Creed, not every single game, but the vast majority of their big AAA titles have been the evolution of that fucking formula.
Find the tower, open up the map, and then go do the side missions.
I don't know how many of you guys have played Far Cry, like full stop, just Far Cry. Far Cry 1 was cool. And then Far Cry 2 came out. I was just like, you know what's really fun? If everywhere you go, there's a checkpoint, and if you try, you have to stop your fucking car, get out, scope out the checkpoint, kill the dudes, then you could drive by. Because if you try driving by, your car is made out of fucking thoughts and prayers, so you get gunned down like a fucking idiot. If you try driving by the checkpoint, they're faster than you. They will gun your car down. Your car will explode. You have to jump out, and then you got to fight them fucking anyway. You have to do it every time. And what was the story explanation? Oh, you're fighting for one of our sides, but you are undercover. We can't let our own people know that you're with us, so you could go and kill our own people. What kind of sense does that make? And then you're in the middle of the fight, and you have to fucking like, oh, my gun's broken. Oh shit! Like what? Why? I thought that was awful.
Yeah,
man.
that was very bad. That mechanic of your gun jamming in the middle of a fight, like it was a great mechanic, but executed
it didn't
poorly.
fit. It didn't fit. I don't mind that like that level of like gritty realism. But we're also talking about a game where I'm one dude who's just gonna like bitch and just fucking keep going. Like,
Hey,
I mean, not even just that. Like,
it was fine.
you jammed your gun
when you
in
fucked up the
fucking
reload.
AK-47s, bro. Like
Yeah.
those were AK-47s in
dirty.
Africa, and they were jamming. The AKs don't jam.
Like in Gears of War, to be fair, what happened when you didn't jam your weapon? You went from reloading like this, go nice, and then like you were ready to fire. And then Far Cry 3, while I played it 100%ed it and I had fun with it, even then I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool, but like you do the same thing the whole fucking time.
I think as a company they're afraid of change. They don't have any other original ideas to come up with. Like,
except when they do, and they're good.
like for instance, Watch Dogs is the same as the formula of Far Cry and the formula of Assassin's Creed.
And I like Watch Dogs too. I always say that. I like Watch Dogs too.
Ghost Recon is the same fucking formula since forever. It has not changed.
Since
has it really?
Wildlands. There's only been two.
Yeah.
There's only been two. Wildlands was like the same Ubisoft bullshit, and then fucking
Ghost Recon
was
Ghost Recon is usually mission based, like the ones that I grew up with.
Always mission based.
They're always mission based,
like
but they're the
SOCOM.
same fucking games, though, bro. It's the same shit.
Okay, but then you're talking about Rainbow Six Vegas being cool, right? Right.
And then I didn't like okay, so Rainbow Six Vegas, right?
We're sick. We're sick. It was sick.
It was very sick, and they capitalized on what they did. But a third game later, it's the same shit. It's no like we can do two games. Like I'll give anybody a chance with two games. But as we keep going for the past like another decade, and it's the same fucking shit over and over and over again, at some point we have to stop. Change the formula, do something different. And the only reason I say that is how many, like, I knew it was the beginning of the end when we went from Ezio in Italy to, hey, now we're going to the Colonial War and you're going to play as an Indian. I was like, so in my head, I was like, so y'all going to milk this. Y'all going to go down for every major point in history and just constantly keep going.
But so it's I'm the asshole in the room because I actually cared about like them progressing the story. They completely abandoned the story after Revelations.
After 3. Well, no, I thought it was like after 3 that like the 3 ended the story when they killed the dude.
3 ended the story for Desmond completely.
Which
I
is
think
the
that
modern story, which is the main plot point. They abandoned that completely.
It's what ties things together.
Was Desmond still in 3? Was he playing as?
Not at the end.
No, Desmond. Yeah, that was one of his ancestors. Yeah.
Okay, so the thing was for Connor, that was Desmond. Okay, Connor was the one that was number 3. 4, Edward Kenway. That was Black Flag.
A dude.
That was just a random dude. You don't even know. You never see this guy's face.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. The games,
they
but
abandoned
you
the
have to
complete overarching story that tied anything together.
But you have to realize these games are not for us anymore. You know why I know that? Because when I stream and people not shameless plug, but when I stream, you know what I'm saying, I talk to these
where can they find you? It's not like we don't do that every episode, and I also plug FistTruck TV.
When I stream, it's just like people, younger people, 19, 20, 18 years old, 15. They're into this. Hey, have you played Assassin's Creed? Like, I had one kid coming in constantly. Have you played Assassin's Creed Origins yet? It's the best thing. I'm just like, I'm okay. I was like, have you played Assassin's Creed? They was like, what's that? I'm just like, see? What do you mean, what's that? It's the first game. It's the first game ever. So my thing is,
I wouldn't play that.
Like, I wouldn't play that again. But like Assassin's Creed Origins built upon all of these other games, and I'm not trying to take away from that it might be a good game. It's just the fact that it's the same fucking shit that we've played for at least the last decade, and these are new games to new gamers. They're not trying to appeal to us anymore. And I understand that. I get it. It's like, hey, well, are our gamers like 30 and above, or are we trying to appeal to 25 and below? You get what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to appeal to the teenager, not adults anymore. So they're gonna, as long as the game keeps doing good, because it's fresh for people. Like my nephew played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That was his first Assassin's Creed ever. So of course that's gonna be like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
So he's
to me,
the problem.
it's a piece of shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, my nephew's the problem.
I'm not gonna lie. Sliced bread goes harder than Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and sliced bread.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I'll take garlic bread for 500, Alex. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's
what's up?
Nah, I was just thinking of other companies. Continue.
What I was gonna say is that with the Ghost Recon games, so you're saying they were the same shit before. Let's be fair. They were mission based games, but like in an open space, so you had different ways you can approach things, but it was very, very, very structured and in like designed with intent. And then Wildlands, they didn't come out, it ended with Future Soldier, and then they came out with Wildlands, which was just like Future Soldier was a Ghost Recon game, and you're like, hell yeah, that was cool. And then afterwards, there was a big break, like 5 years or so, and then they came out with Wildlands, and it went from being a Ghost Recon game to another fucking Ubisoft game. And then they came out with Breakpoint, and that was same with Rainbow Six. Okay, now I understand people love Rainbow Six Siege, but Rainbow Six was about these like, it was pretty much Ghost Recon was the tactical game that took place in open spaces, and like in cities and that kind of stuff. And Rainbow Six was
apartment buildings,
the indoor close quarters one.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then
SWAT.
It went from and then it went, and then they took Rainbow Six. They came out Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and then there was a break, and then Siege comes out, and then now it's just Siege. And granted, a lot of people playing love it, so I understand it might just it just might be me here, but like I kind of fucking miss.
Yeah,
especially because Rainbow Six Vegas had co-op. Just like you're coordinating with the boy. You're like, yo, man, all right, you got over here, cool. 3, 2, 1, and you do it, and you fuck them up, and that shit's sick.
The last Rainbow Six. So I was young playing Rainbow Six 1, and there was one for the Super Game Boy that I played, and 3. 3 is where they started getting into the transitioning into like the Vegas territory. Like it turned into that game where at first it was like, original Ghost Recon, original Rainbow Six, and then it started turning into a full first person shooter, not like a tactical FPS realistic thing. So that's my memory of Rainbow Six, and it's like then it turned into 3, which then turned into Vegas area, and now it's just its own thing. Siege.
Siege is,
and then I saw Ghost Recon do the same thing. It was originally Ghost Recon, and like you said, it was like Rainbow Six but open. And then it turned into the Advanced Warfighter thing, where it was like third person, more actiony, less, You're more of a hero than a squishy dude.
Yeah, but you still died in like 3 shots.
A lot. And then it turned into the Wildlands thing, which is... We played the shit out of it. It's fun.
We beat it, but it gets old. It does get old, though. Like, we had our fun. I'm not taking that away, but obviously, like, there was a point where, like, we got the credits roll because it's like, all right, I have this game, I want to fucking beat it, but like I have to push myself to beat it.
Yeah. Point being that over time, we've seen what Ubisoft is doing.
They've homogenized so many other like that. That's really it. Is that they homogenize the Assassin's Creed popped off super hard, and what they started doing was slowly homogenizing all their games to fit that formula to the point where now Ubisoft games are like part of this fucking homunculus. It's like, I'm another open world game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's...
They even know it, and it's like a slap in the face because it's like one of the games you go up to a fucking a tower. And it's like, you thought I was gonna have you climb the tower? Nah, not on this road. That was one of the the most eye-opening fucking thing. I was like, yo, are you
want to hear the best part? That story
serious?
has an ending. That story has an ending. That's just the first half of the story, right?
Wow.
So in Far Cry 5, because that's the one you're talking about, you climb the tower, and the guy in the island is like, I bet you thought I was gonna have you climb a tower now. And then you climb it. And he makes a joke about it, like, that's so funny. Then they released 3 dog shit DLCs, the second one being you go to Mars. And the Mars one, you go and you have to fucking climb towers to cover the fucking map. They literally made a joke about not doing that in the same game just to have it be a core mechanic in its own DLC.
Yes, yes. If that's not a slap in the face, it's like...
Like, well, what do we do? Well, just put towers there because we got nothing else, bro. All you do is shoot bugs and fucking climb towers. All the DLC for the game was garbage, and I was a fucking dipshit for buying it.
Not to dip my toe into the next topic.
There is the next topic?
Which is, I don't know if you want to cover your ears now, but it's a Final Fantasy related topic. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Tony, make a really stupid face like shock and awe.
Better not talk shit, I swear to God.
Okay. So, to that point, Final Fantasy has towers. It's an open world game.
You gotta give me a
and it's like
you
you find the part of the map and then you go find the rest of it. And like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh damn!
Wait, they did that?
They did that. God. But I have to say, I'm having a fucking great time. They have a lot of other shit.
As long as you're still having a good time, you know what I'm saying?
Their side missions aren't shit, and they're, the things that you do in the open world make sense, and it's pretty cool finding and exploring everything. It's a beautiful game so far, and they have smaller segments where it's like an actual RPG dungeon type thing. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay, cool.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh my God, that's nuts. Yeah, I agree. Man, that's nuts.
Can't hear you.
Do tell. Yeah, no, I've been talking into the microphone. Just looking at whatever Tony's facial expression is, and just trying to like say that.
Okay.
But pretty good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
The last topic today, are we touching on that Roadhouse? Are we going to touch on
Nah.
No? Gaming podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I find it interesting, but that's all right.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Keep it focused.
But I guess what we're playing.
So me personally, I just got off of Helldivers, of course. I'm still playing Helldivers, still playing Party Animals. I re-downloaded Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, so I'm going to start that up here soon.
Cool. Good.
I'm going to start trying to play that.
I bet.
And
I'll take bets. We'll take bets right now. Where do you turn on? When do you shut down and uninstall Mass Effect 1?
It's all part of the same game.
All right. Well, so when do you just stop playing Mass Effect 1?
Give up on what?
I'll say.
So wait a minute. The Legendary Edition is all part of the same game. You can't choose which game to play.
Hey, you download one, you download all.
Yeah, but you can choose like Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying, you're going to start with Mass Effect 1, right?
But the choices carry over, man.
So that's what forces you to kind of play. But what I love was if you had separate games, right? Like, remember when we all played, we didn't play the Legendary Edition. We played 2, 3, 1. They were all separate games. If you downloaded, like, I think it was like a $5 pack or $4 pack that allowed you to make the decisions in 2 before you actually started up the game, which was great because they knew that's like them knowing my game is dog shit. We don't want to go back and play 1. Let's go and play 2.
Yeah, I had the benefit where I played through 1 like 8 times.
So you have multiple choices to choose from.
Yeah,
That's
on the
fair.
360, like I played through Mass Effect 1 like 8 times.
I played through it
so
twice
just like,
before I got onto number 2.
Yeah, no, I played through a bunch of times. Just like, oh, okay, I guess I want a different story. I just have to kind of like comb through my files and pick the one.
And I think the only other game that I'm gonna attempt playing here soon is a game called Oxygen Not Included. I don't think anybody. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's one of those. How do you? How do you explain one of those games where you you're building bases, like not a base, but you're trying to keep people alive. Simulation game, basically a simulation game, like a base building simulation game where you're trying to keep people alive, trying to keep them happy, trying to keep them from dying, getting sick, etc. So I'm gonna try it out. I might even stream it to you guys, see if you guys like it while I'm playing. After that, if not, I'll play through the actual first Mass Effect, and then you guys will see me cry in the corner because I'm just like, I fucking hate this first game. But
I think it's all right.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's a good game. It's a very good game.
No,
but playing 2 and going back to 1 is kind of hard.
It's kind of hard.
But it's been a long time since you played 2, so just
so
just hit yourself on the head a little bit. You might forget.
Yeah, so fair enough. We'll see. I'm still interested to see Solid play fucking
Jade Empire. He's cucking us, man. We need
we need this. I need to see your face when you boot this up.
I'll get to it this week. This week I will get to it.
This
no.
Rabbit,
I lied.
And you plug it in. The fuck?
I lied. There's too much Final Fantasy to be played. Never mind. I lied.
You don't understand. I have to use my hands to connect the console.
No, it's not that simple. You know it's not that simple. I have to find space for it on the shelf. I have to plug it into the Switch.
You see that?
I have to unbox it. I have to
already
set it up.
Something up there. I see that nice little ornate dust collector. They can move out the fucking way.
What, the Switch?
Right? Yeah.
Move
that fucking thing out the way.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you black out your background so nobody could call you on your bullshit.
And make it really hard to edit, Tony. And make it really hard to edit.
I'm so sorry. You gotta wait till I move. I'm sorry.
Sometimes we got guests in the background, whether it be your dogs or your wife. Like,
you got fucking monsters coming out of the shadows in the background, bro. It's fucking terrifying. Like,
I'm sorry.
Every time I'm editing, I'm like,
what that?
What the fuck?
They come back. They come in from the background. Subscribe. Just come
subscribe.
It's the first time we asked for a subscribe on this podcast, and it's like an hour and 20 minutes into.
That's funny. So what we're gonna do, Solid, you just playing? What are you?
I'm playing Final.
What are you playing?
I'm playing Final Fantasy.
That's it. Just straight Final Fantasy.
I am committed to playing Final Fantasy.
Spoilers.
It's good so far. It's good so far. Yeah, I can't because I know Fist is gonna play it, so I can't. It is a minefield. The only thing I'll say is I want to play it. I want to keep playing it, and it's probably the only game I'm gonna play for the rest of the week.
Fair enough. Okay. How about you, Fist?
I played practically nothing this week.
We played Clone Hero. We got back on Clone Hero.
We played Clone Hero. That don't count. I mean, it's a game. Yeah, I guess I'm playing Clone Hero. I'm all right at that game. I guess. So, like, there's. I played Vermintide for a bit. They had new levels, so I was playing that by myself. It was fun. That's it. I really haven't played much this week. Really.
Fair enough.
It's just been. I haven't even touched Final Fantasy.
We've been playing a lot of D&D.
Yeah, that yeah. Well, no, we played it for like an hour. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. I actually missed that. You know, boys, that was pretty fun.
Yeah,
that's something I would like to do again.
We're gonna do it.
That's beyond the scope of this podcast. At least this episode.
You're very, very beyond the scope. But just so you know, I will never play a monk again.
Oh, don't worry, we wouldn't be playing the same system anyway, so I don't know.
Okay,
fair enough.
Yeah, I am done. I am done with playing D&D. So there's that. Anyway, I guess that wraps things up.
Tony started. He's got to end it. He's got to put it down. He brought
I played Elden Ring.
Oh, you did?
Elden Ring.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to make a Wolverine build. And not by trying, you literally just put it together. This is literally the creation process for a build guide when I don't have to just play through the whole game all over again. Is I just grab the stuff I already have, I upgrade it, kill like a couple bosses with it, and be like, it works, and that's it. It works and it's fun, so that's
fair enough.
So yeah, take us home.
All right, so
Thank you. I'm home.
huh?
What?
All right, so you guys, where can you be found? Where can you be found, Fist?
Here. No, and youtube.com/ whatever, FistTruck. FistTruck on YouTube or FistTruck TV.
And how about you, Solid?
I'm here.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna definitely
All
fix
right,
that.
just don't come
needs
at
to
me
be
with
up.
a scissor or something. Calm down.
I'm gonna fix that. And I'm HeyyyyyTony. You can find me at HeyyyyyTony. That's 5 Y's in the Hey on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh yeah, we're putting up shorts. Shorts pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting up pretty good shorts. I appreciate
how
you guys.
I'm in none of them.
Because they can't find you there, they find you here. That's all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.